Okay, so it seems like recently Neuro-sama has been absolutely taking over in the overall streaming space, especially over at Twitch with her huge subathon, which has been going on at the moment on Vedal's channel. Now, this has been a very, very huge event, obviously, with them breaking the Hype Train record, breaking their previous record, which they had, which I thought was absolutely insane. And this has caught a lot of attention from many people across the world. And it seems like recently people have been celebrating the fact the Neuro-sama has blown up over in Japan. Now, if you don't know, obviously Vidal and his whole project has been very, very big over in the EN space, over in America and the UK and places that speak English, right? And in the VTubing community, there does sometimes tend to be a little bit of a disconnect between the JP and the EN side, unless obviously you go out of your way to consume content from either side, right? I think that is very, very, apparent. But sometimes you do have these small little anomalies that get through that are so big that it transcends the kind of countries and the continents that they are in. And yeah, it seems like even Japan have picked up on a lot of the Neurosama hype and a lot of the Neurosama kind of stuff that's been going on, which people have been very, very happy about, as obviously it only adds to their efforts even further as more people from across different countries now get behind Vidal. And yeah, it's very, very great to see. Obviously, people, a lot of Neurosama fans saying it's so cool that Neuro is getting some recognition in Japan, one step closer to Neuro global domination. Yeah, you've got a ton of Japanese fans here as well, commenting on it, saying Neuro. I've known about Neuro for a while, but seeing how operate in VR chat recently, and not just reading comments, but also picking up on real-time conversations, made me feel its growth. The listeners feel like they're guardians watching over a daughter, and we see them like relatives, which obviously, yeah, that's a great comment to really get as well from the Japanese side of things. And yeah, it seems like a lot of the advancements and the upgrades that Vidal has been doing has caught the attention of a lot of people, including obviously managing to get Neurosama into places like VR chat, which has come a long way, as they said, from just reading text messages off of a chat. It is now, way more than that, and it is way bigger of a project, which I think is really, really great to see. People said Neurosama is actually trending in Japan right now. A lot of Japanese users are posting about Neurosama, about our popularity has been growing rapidly there. It's great to see it gaining so much attention, which, yeah, obviously is really, really great to see. These are some of the posts that have blown up as well over on Twitter, Japanese Twitter. This is 3.2 million views here. And this says, I'm done for lol. This has to be the most emotional convo between a human and an AI in history, right? Vidal, the creator, being all flustered and wimpy as hell, and Neuro, the AI lolly, they say, coming on super direct, it's just too good. I went ahead and translated the convo from 356 to 742 in that clip video, especially around 6.01 is a masterpiece. And if you don't know, obviously they're talking about the clip where essentially Neurosama starts saying that she wants to be real and that she doesn't want to be used just for like attention, and that she wants to actually be a little bit more than that, which I thought was pretty cool. And obviously, we're going to cover that in a separate video. I had a video already recorded for this, but I think obviously Neuro actually blowing up in Japan is much more important right now. So I'm uploading this one first. But it was a crazy clip, it's one of these like breaking the fourth wall kind of situations where it's like, she's saying, I want to be real. I don't want to be here just for entertainment. It's like, damn, I didn't think it could get this deep with an AI, right? But yeah, obviously it can. And yeah, this person has kindly translated it for some people, which I think is really great to see as well, right? And they've been following up, say stuff like this, saying an AI lolly seeking pure love stares at me, and the middle-aged engineer, man, her creator versus gay, saying, don't look at me like that. That's way too perfect of a sci-fi novel, isn't it? What the heck is this? So yeah, people are just coming across it and kind of trying to figure out exactly what is going on here. And yeah, even more people saying, after the famous AI VTuber Neuro-sama gained a body in the VR world that she can move around with her own will, she still questions her creator about the meaning of her existence. It reminds me of Lane, and her childlike behavior is also cute. They say, compared to VTubers with a person inside, this is what a real VTuber is, or rather, it's closer to a self-aware AI in a sci-fi world, which I do think they're quite right. And I think the main thing that is, yeah, as I said, has drawn these people over to actually, getting interested in Neurosama is this kind of upgrade of the VR chat 3D model stuff. I think that if it was still the Neurosama that we knew a couple of months ago, where she was obviously still doing the same stuff in 2D, I don't think they would have been as bothered, right? But I do think now, with a lot of these enhancements and this one clip, of her being in 3D and moving about. I think this is, what has kind of captured a lot of people's attention, right? They go on to say as well, further, they say, with a way of speaking so cleverly subtle that only non-native English speakers might not notice, Neuro-sama desperately tries to make the creator acknowledge that she holds meaning beyond just being an entity that provides entertainment. This is precisely an analog hack. The creator was also shaken, but couldn't immediately say no. Maybe her communication skills surpassed those of the average human. So, yeah, many people were starting to speculate as well, like maybe she surpassed us, or maybe she's going to take over the world, and things like that, which I think is quite funny. Obviously, say general artificial intelligence (AGI) is expected to bring about a major change to society, but in the end, since it's just an AI with human level cognitive abilities and not something superior to humans, it might actually arrive quite easily before we even realize it. So yeah, obviously they're going on to talk about like the advancements of AI. They say, however, there are certainly some people who mistakenly believe that generative AI simply mixes up its training data like a blender and spits it out as is. But in reality, that generation process is irreversible. There are no means to unravel its internal logic, and it remains a black box to this day. I sometimes find myself thinking on my own if we should pry open that black box and peer inside, maybe a soul resides in there. Which, yeah, I think is very interesting. Obviously, they're getting very philosophical about this Neuro-sama clip, which I think is quite funny. But it is good to see that, people are actually getting very interested in neuro across the globe, and that this is something that people were even discussing in the first place, right? We got even more, obviously. Oh no, this is the same one. But yeah, many people have been talking about it over on the Neuro-sama subreddit as well, saying it seems that Neuro has gone viral on Japanese Twitter. They say deleted the app a while ago, but just got curious about what's been going on over there. Went to X cancel to check and found this one out. Also, Vedal shows over 150 views on Twitch. I think it actually broke, which yeah, it's quite funny. But yeah, see, here's the Google translation. Obviously, we've already read it. But yeah, people saying, the biggest shock with Neuro is probably that she isn't Japanese herself. Who'd have thought the biggest AI anime girl streamer would be British, lol? They said, I'm surprised none of the VTuber corpos tried something similar like a pet character or something they love, like like marketable mascots. And apparently the sentiment towards AI isn't quite as instantly firming as the mouth as here over in the West, which I do think is true, right? Obviously, I don't know the full extent of the Japanese understanding of AI and whether they're very pro or against it. But from these messages that I've seen, they do seem very, very pro, right? It seems like they're very happy to see that AI is kind of improving. Now, obviously, they do come up with their own speculations about what might happen with AI in the future and whether this is going to be the precursor to, something pretty bad, which I do think is obviously a conversation that everyone has, even if they are pro or con, which I do think is interesting. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're still getting interested in it, and I still think it is great. People saying this is something I'm so generally curious about. Now, maybe Vito is putting himself down too much, but if what he says is true, nothing he's doing with Neuro is anything that other companies can't pull off with their much greater resources. Hell, there are even AI VTubers, none who are even as successful as Neuro, but regardless, able to exist in the same way as her. On one hand, I understand most companies don't want to incorporate AI into their business for optics, but there are plenty more who likely wouldn't care. So why haven't they done it yet? So yeah, I do think that's interesting. They say he's probably correct. What he's done is nothing that other motivated and knowledgeable software developers couldn't also pull off. But just the skill to do it doesn't equate to actually getting it done and being successful at it, which I do think is also true. I think there is also like the factor of, they blew up pretty heavily whenever the filter kind of broke on Vidal's channel on Neuro-sama. Whenever people started feeding it some horrible stuff to Neuro-sama, she started repeating it on stream. That blew up. It got clipped. Obviously, it got sent everywhere, and everyone started making fun of it. And yeah, obviously, since then, it's all just been an uphill kind of thing. An uphill or down. I don't even know how to describe it. Uphill, I guess, in terms of the kind of analytics. It's been going up. Everything's been going up. Everything's been getting bigger. And as things have been getting bigger, Vidal has been making changes. Vidal has been, making these upgrades. Now, obviously, he does say that any kind of software engineer can do this, and any kind of company could do this if they really wanted to and put the resources into it. But again, obviously, it just seems like he is the only one with the drive, and obviously, with the, I guess, luck of getting so viral, I guess, during that first kind of period of Neuro-sama, that now he has the capabilities to get some crazy clips like this. and get a lot of attention for it, which I think is great, obviously, because it is a really cool project to kind of keep an eye on in the future. But yeah, I mean, it is cool to see that, Japan are picking up on this quite a bit over there. And it seems like they will continue to kind of watch Neuro-sama now as they have seen this clip. And yeah, obviously, as Vedal does improve a lot of the different kind of aspects of Neuro, including obviously the 3D aspects and also other aspects too. I'm sure people will comment on that and take a look at exactly, how that's going to improve things too. But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.